Move that the question be now put.
No, I'm going to call the honourable member Sue Moroney. She's been seeking the call for some time.
I have. Thank you, Mr Chair. And in rising to speak to Part 3 of this bill, I just want to let those listening to the debate at home, if they were listening yesterday or last night and they heard us debate Part 1 and then wondering why we've suddenly gone on to Part 3, just so people know, the whole of Part 2 was entirely struck out. And that was because it was dedicated to the issue of child harm protection orders, which obviously there'd been a lot of effort going into drafting up this new concept, but it was ditched. And we on the Labour Party side are pleased that sensible approach was taken, but a little worried that there was so much effort and I guess ministerial time and drafting resources going into something that was clearly never going to work. And it's a bit sad that it took so long that it actually got as far as it did before it went away. But the good thing is that that approach that was going to be extraordinarily difficult to actually bring about has gone from this bill. In Part 3, I want to address some of the issues that were raised with us by submitters that unfortunately haven't been dealt with by Part 3 that I can see, but I'd be interested in hearing from the Minister on the issues that were raised with the Select Committee. One of them was the issue that was traversed a little by Jan Logie when she spoke around children with disabilities, and it was something that I had never even thought about before, to be honest, until submitters came before our committee to tell us of the plight of children with disabilities who are treated differently and not given the same rights as children without disabilities under our Act. And they asked us to use the opportunity of the Vulnerable Children Bill to address that, because they said, and I think they were quite right, who better fits the definition of a vulnerable child than a child with a disability so severe that their family can't cope or chooses not to cope, and they are therefore committed to a lifetime in a residential care facility. Who could be more vulnerable than a child in that situation? And what the submitters, and there were 3 or 4 of them from memory, what they asked us to consider was that why wouldn't these children have the same right as other children whose families had given up on them or had not perhaps been able to cope with them or not treated them well, and had the opportunity for a family who did want to have them in their lives to take care of them like other children do under that same Act. And it was a really salient point, I felt, that the submitters made, because it was one that I certainly, thank goodness, had never come face to face with before, but it made a lot of sense. Why is it that children with disabilities in that situation don't have the right, if there is a family who would like to take care of them, why can't they have a home for life that is not in a residential care facility? If their own family is unable to provide that for them, why not another family? And I think it's something that I'd like to hear from the Minister on, because it would have been under Part 3 that would have taken place had we been able to take the opportunity to use this bill, the Vulnerable Children Bill, to actually address that issue. I want to support the amendments proposed by my colleague Jacinda Ardern and also my colleague Dr. Rajan Prasad in this part as well, because they're both very, very sensible and really important amendments for this Parliament to debate tonight. Because the amendment from Jacinda Ardern that I particularly want to address is the concept of fixing the problem, where at age 17, that children who are in the care of the state suddenly are out on their own. And that submission that Jane Logie again referred to, that submitter was incredibly powerful to hear from that young man. What an amazing effort he had made, but he was able to describe very eloquently to our Select Committee about how he felt abandoned by the state, by the country, effectively, at the age of 17. And it was really poignant for me because I have sons of my own who are rapidly approaching that age, And the idea that they could be cast out into society without any backup, without any ability to find, as he said, didn't even have the legal right to sign a tenancy agreement so that he could get, Mr Chair?
I call the honourable member Tim McIndoe.
I move that the question be now put.
The question is that the question be now put. As many of that opinion will please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. Point of order. The Honourable Member Jacinda Ardern.
Mr Chair, I just raise a point of order. I've been seeking the option of another call for consistently. I have a supplementary order paper which I've been unable to speak to. Part 3 is the final and still a very substantive part of this bill. And although I had the chance to speak earlier on, it was only on 2 parts of the bill, and there's an extra 2 sections I would like to speak to, including my amendments. I would ask that you consider that I have the opportunity to do so.
I don't need the Can I just advise the member that once the chairperson has accepted a closure motion and commenced to put the question, it does not matter how far the chairperson gets. Anything else is deferred until the closure and any consequential questions are determined. The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion, please say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question now is that the Minister's amendment set out on SOP number 435 be agreed to. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question now is that the Honourable Member Jacinda Ardern's amendments to clause 131 set out on SOP number 436 be agreed to. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. No. The noes have it. The ayes have it. Party vote call for. The clerk will, in that case, please conduct a party vote. Thank you.
New Zealand National.
59 votes opposed.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes in favour.
Green Party.
14 votes in favour.
New Zealand First.
7 votes in favour.
Maori Party.
2 votes opposed.
Mana.
1 vote in favour.
Act New Zealand.
1 vote opposed.
United Future.
1 vote opposed.
Brendan Horan.
Vote in favour.
Any other votes?
Honourable members, the ayes are 57 and noes are 63. The motion is not agreed to. The question now is that the Honourable Member Jacinda Ardern's amendment to clause 141 set out on SOP number 436 be agreed to. Those of that opinion will please say aye. Aye. The contrary, no. The noes have it. Ayes have it. In that case, the clerk please conduct a party vote for the House.
New Zealand National.
59 votes opposed.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes in favour.
Green Party.
14 in favour.
New Zealand First.
7 votes in favour.
Maori Party.
2 votes opposed.
Mana.
1 in favour.
Act New Zealand.
1 vote opposed.
United Future.
1 opposed.
Brendan Horan.
1 vote in favour.
Honourable members, the ayes are 57, the noes are 63. The motion is not agreed to. The question now is, I have to advise the Honourable Member, Dr Rajan Prasad, that your amendment inserting new subpart 3 set out on SOP number 437 is out of order because it's outside the scope of the bill. I therefore move that part 3 as amended stand part. All those in favour please say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party vote's been called. The Honourable Member Asanati Taylor has asked for a party vote. In that case, you shall have one. You're welcome.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes in favour.
Green Party.
14 opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 votes opposed.
Maori Party.
In favour.
Mana.
1 opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
1 in favour.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Brendan Horan.
1 vote in favour.
Honourable members, the ayes are 98, the noes are 22. The motion is agreed to. Part 3 will stand part. The question now is that the schedule stand part. All those in favour, please say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question now is that Schedule 2 stand part. All those in favour, please say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question now is that Clause 1 and 2 stand part. The question is that Clause 1 stand part. I call the Honourable Member Jacinda Ardern.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's great sadness that I rise after my SOPs have been defeated, but we now come to the